Oh, we're live, you guys.
Oh, well, what an opening.
It's a great opening.
All right. Well, since we're back here again, we're with another division. We're in the AL East, the division that supposedly is a juggernaut, but we'll see about that once we go over everything. But you know how we got to start the episode like we always do. Ben, would you like to do the honors?
I would. As always, ladies and gentlemen, Rob Manfred is trying to ruin the game of baseball, and he's an absolute clown. What else is new?
Speaking of things that drive me insane. Okay, so I got a vent. So today I was at work doing nothing like I usually do at work, and I'm sitting there. Twitter pops up, PS5 drop, Walmart, 3 p.m., right? So I'm getting excited. I get my credit card ready to go to spend $500 of the money I don't have, and I'm just ready to go, right? So
I cannot relate.
I'm there. 3 o'clock hits. 30 seconds. Gone. Says now, 3:10. I'm like, cool. Everybody in my office, all on their phones, helping me out try to get this PS5. Nobody. 3:20 comes, same thing. 3:30, 3:40, 3:50. 4 o'clock hits, out of stock.
Did you guys do anything at work today, or?
No, we had like 15 reservations.
Oh, we'd love to see it.
That's what we did for most of the afternoon.
Can we just talk about the fact that a credit card company gave Brandon $500 as a limit?
I had, first of all,
that was your limit?
Credit card.
That's my low what's your credit? I don't say your credit score on a podcast.
It's high. Let's go with that.
Okay. Okay.
My second credit card is way more than that, so I was using my low one.
Okay.
But
we might be calling
either way,
BS on that.
Irregardless, I do not have a PS5 yet, and that is wrong.
Moment of silence for that.
Moment of silence for that.
And I have to get it before MLB The Show 21 comes out. That's how it is.
You got till next month to do it, right?
But I was ready.
Just go buy an Xbox. If you buy an Xbox, which nobody wants, like me.
I don't want the Xbox. I'm a PlayStation guy.
That's fair.
I don't need to figure out where the X button is and it be in the wrong spot, okay?
Bro, we should just title this episode Things That Piss Brandon Off.
There's so much. We'd be here for like hours.
You mean like the WWE being real?
It's okay. It's not that it's not real, but the pain is real.
Okay, I'll give you that one. Well,
just we'll save the pain. Just like the pain when you have egg in your pork fried rice.
That's very bad. Or no, the worst betrayal is when you think you have the rice order correct, you get all the way upstairs, and they give you lo mein.
Oh.
That's one of the biggest betrayals of all time. Right up there with the Chipotle order being wrong is like right up there with the biggest betrayals.
That's fair. That's fair.
Or slipping on black ice.
I guess we'll save like the rest of the things that are going to piss you off for the end.
Anthony's got a whole novel. He lived with me for almost 4 years.
We're going to have to post some of those things. We can have an entire podcast episode about that, probably.
Oh, that's a couple weeks of an episode right there.
That's fair. That's its own mini-series. Goodness. Well, I guess we can talk about maybe one of the teams that you probably hate. I guess we could do that.
Which one? I got plenty.
The American League champions last year, the Tampa Bay Rays.
Okay, so here's my issue with the Rays.
Hats off to small market teams.
It's hard to hate a team that the only team that actually didn't lose money in the pandemic.
Yeah, dude.
They had the same amount of fans regardless.
Oh.
So, in all fairness, it's hard to hate a team when their fans don't show up.
Well, I mean, also, they just let their best pitchers go, also.
Yeah.
Like Blake Snell. They dealt Blake Snell. They got a sick of a return. They basically let Charlie Morton walk.
And they still have the number one prospect in baseball, Mr. Franco.
Dude, he's going to be an absolute tank.
Like, I can't wait for this year, and they're just going to be the most dominant, team under 25.
Right? It's going to be scary. I'm not looking forward.
And they get that guy that was nasty in the playoffs, Wada.
Oh, Rosa Reina.
Yeah, Rosa. Oh, you get that one right, but you couldn't get Corey
Rosarena.
Kluber right for a year and a half.
Hey,
Playoff
You know,
Randy.
I can actually break that word up. Kluber is just like no.
I know there was no syllables for you to put it together. I get it. We'll get to him though. He signed with a team in this division.
No, dude, but here's the fact. He's Arizareno, however you say his last name. This dude hit more
Rose.
bombs in the playoffs than he did in the 60-game season. He's playoff Randy. He's
I mean,
an
is he
absolute
playoff Randy or is he July Randy? Because technically that's the same amount of games pretty much.
stud. I mean, we're going playoff Randy. July Randy doesn't have the great ring to it.
Okay, we'll go with playoff Randy.
The
Playoff
playoffs
Randy.
are still in October.
That's true.
Okay, all right.
That's
fair
true.
enough.
Anthony's got a point. Playoff Randy. Put that on a T-shirt.
I'm sure they have.
We're putting it on a T-shirt. Don't worry.
No one bought it, but I'm sure they did.
It's coming.
What I have to say about the Rays, though, is they are the only team that will stick to their corporate motto and mindset. Like, oh, we are gonna go by analytics. We are gonna spend no money, no matter what the situation is. They could be throwing a gem. Oh no, third time. Sorry, bringing the righty.
like the World
That
Series.
literally lost them the World Series.
It did.
And we can
Good.
talk about that too, but the fact that they stick to their guns and they still kick everyone's asses, you got to give them some credit in that aspect.
They
I
are.
do love.
I will say this about Tampa: they are the kings of player development.
Yes, they are. How about the fact that they completely pantsed the Pittsburgh Pirates?
They
got all these prospects
and
and then got Chris Archer back.
Mhm.
I don't know what kind of guy Chris Archer is going to be for them, but it's
probably a
just hilarious.
5-starter.
Oh yeah, he'll be the fifth guy.
Or I'm sorry, opener, not starter.
Opener. Yeah, we don't do starters in Tampa. We do openers.
Yeah, I mean Archer's not the guy that they traded. There's no doubt about that.
No, absolutely not. Pittsburgh.
But he's a
ruined
guy
him,
who's
like
going
they
to
do with
eat
everybody.
innings, and they're going to need people to eat innings. So
That's fair. Well, I mean, we saw the same thing with Starling Marte. He got dealt. He was probably Arizona's best player last year. He was
That's not
easily
saying
probably
much.
Miami's best player last year. No, but those are teams that probably finished, or you would think, around the same place as Pittsburgh, and he was better.
yeah, that's true. Okay, all right.
I think the Pirates are just once you
They're
go
bored.
there, you die.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest here. Tampa, every year is going to be a problem,
Yeah, that's just the way they do things.
and they're going to win somewhere between 85 to 95 games, depending who they want to piss off this year.
I put them at 94.
Yeah, and they're going to be either first or second place in the division unless Toronto takes over that spot.
Mm-hmm.
So Tampa Bay, I was looking, their over under for wins is 85.5. So I mean, I don't know if there's an over button on this show, but
Hit the over.
It's going to be over.
That's
and
an
they only had an
easy
18% chance to win the division, which is the fourth highest.
Which is
So-
crazy to me. Because if you look around that roster, because I don't know how Tampa's going to do this, because Tampa, I don't remember how they do this, but Franco's going to start the year in the majors.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, unless they try to do the
Unless they,
service time.
unless they do the Chris Bryant BS.
And Randy's going to be in the outfield.
Playoff.
Meadows
Randy.
is going to be in the outfield. Shane probably is going to be in the rotation.
Glasnow will be day one.
Well, I don't know.
Glasnow-
Will Shane be in the rotation now that Chris Archer's back, or is he going to be long?
He might be the 5.
Oh, that's fair. I think Shane's a lefty, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he's got that going for him.
If he's not in the rotation, I'd be shocked if he was in the minors. Unless they try to stretch him out.
Yeah.
Unless they try to stretch him out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they still have Nick Anderson as their closer.
They got
their
Chaz
team
Rowe
is-
back too.
Yeah, exactly. They're not a bad team. It's just who's going to – I mean, Franco's the guy everybody's looking at, right? He's the guy that everybody thinks is going to come up and be this – I don't want to compare him to Yohan Moncada, but everybody kind of compares him to that kind of player.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see how he comes up. But if he comes up and is anything worthy of a top 10 MVP player, we're talking about the Rays winning the division. That's facts.
He could be
You know.
another Tatis.
Yeah, if he comes up and he's anywhere close to Tatis or anything like that, he's there. But if he's just average, I mean, granted a rookie, right? But if he's just average, like maybe this team isn't second place. But I mean, that's just. I mean, and who knows what we're gonna get from Randy? Randy's only played one. Well, not even a full season. He's played half a
games.
season.
Yeah.
So I mean, and does their pitching hold up? I mean, you don't have Charlie Morton anymore to carry that staff.
Or Blake Snell. That's
or Blake Snell.
Like Tyler Glasnow is the guy now.
Yeah.
So we'll see what
for
happens
another 2 years, and then they'll trade him.
We'll see what happens there. Going a little bit north of Tampa, well, probably a lot north. They got some starting pitching questions as well up in New York, in the Bronx.
Yeah, I mean, they lost Tanaka.
Yeah.
Welcome home, Tanaka.
Yeah,
all the way back
screwed
to
my
Japan.
franchise baseball league up because he was my best pitcher, which we're not going to talk about that.
Again, things that piss Brandon off.
But losing him for nothing and him not, even playing in the majors this year kind of hurts.
No, dude, I get that. I thought he would at least go somewhere else. I didn't know that he was he had that big of a desire to stay in New York.
I mean, I don't know if it was so much a desire.
He said it straight up. It's like New York or I'm going back home, and he actually listened and did.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about these Japanese players, look at I'm trying to think like Kuroda from the Dodgers a couple years ago. Some of those guys they come here to get that big payday and then they bounce.
That's fair.
In all honesty, if I could do that, I would. But I didn't think he was going to be a guy like Daisuke who held on for too long, or
dude,
Kenta Maeda, who's now with the Twins. I didn't think he was going to be that kind of guy. So him going back to Japan kind of made sense to me. Plus, his arm's hanging by a thread.
Yeah.
But I still think he would have been a very good serviceable arm in any rotation. I think with those other guys, you were questioning if they could even hang on to a major league spot. Tanaka is making probably 50% of the rotations better, providing that depth in the other 50%. So I think
you're right. Tanaka left on his terms.
Yeah, exactly.
He called the bluff, and I don't think I didn't expect it.
I'm just amazed, what other team, what did they offer him? Where, he was just, disrespected enough to leave.
I don't even think it was the disrespected. I truly think that it was New York or nothing. I bet you teams called, and who knows if they might have even said, no, we're not interested in anyone but New York. And the Yankees probably knew that, lowballed them, and was like, well, if you're not going to respect me, then, like I said, I'm going home.
Yeah, they probably offered him, $5 million, to be honest.
Yeah, something like that. Because what was he making?
He was making 15.
Oh my God!
Because remember they signed that big deal, and this was the last year of it.
That's fair. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I guess Tanaka and J.A. Happ are gone. J.A. Happ up in Minnesota now.
Well, J.A. Happ.
Enter Corey Kluber and Jameson Taillon.
You know what? So here's my thing. I was so on the boat for the Sox to sign Kluber.
Yep.
Because you knew he was going to come back and try to reinvent himself.
He's going to try to be 2016 Kluber.
Yeah.
Yep.
And for a 1 year deal, he signed a 1 year deal, right? Was that what it was? Yeah.
1 year, so. $11 million.
That is all reward for a guy.
Yeah, that's nothing for the Yankees to pay out.
No, and it's 1 year. Change. Come on. And bringing in Jameson Taillon, he's much cheaper than Tanaka.
Right.
Much younger than Tanaka.
Valid.
If you're the Yankees, that's the best of both worlds. I mean, maybe he's not a better pitcher. I'm not going to argue that, but he's a guy who's a solid 4, who's much cheaper. And when you're a team again, the Yankees are juggernauts with this, but knowing that you have Stanton paying half of New York for, you have Judge that's going to eventually have to get paid.
When he's healthy.
If that ever happens. Yep. If Gleyber Torres comes back this year, you're going to have to pay him.
We don't speak about him.
Gio Urshela, you're going to have to pay at some point.
They just paid DJ. That was their offseason right there.
DJ you just paid. They have a lot of guys that are going to pretty close need a nice little payday. Mm-hmm. So, any way they can find a way to maneuver cash, that's smart by them.
No,
what are the odds that
they're paying Garrett Cole $40 million or pretty close to it right now?
And he sucked last year. He was a fraud.
Yeah. I mean, and like after Garrett Cole, like yes, Italian's solid. Yes, you don't really know what Kluber is, but I mean Severino, we don't even know if he's pitching this year. They signed him to a 4-year deal after him having like one good season. So like once you get past Cole, like there isn't anybody in that rotation. You're like, ooh, I can't put up 5 runs against them. Well, that's sad.
Well, I think the thing with the Yankees was their biggest offseason transaction, like you said, was DJ LeMahieu. That just
they were
got
all
them
in on that.
Well, they had to be because now they are back to where they were last year, which was second in the division, getting bounced in the DS. So basically, you lose Tanaka and you put in Tyon. I'd say that's okay. That's a little bit of an upgrade, but they're basically the same team coming back. They didn't improve that much, and I like Tyon. Like, I think he can be a stud in New York. The guy battled testicular cancer. He's gonna handle New York just fine. I think it's going to be just fine in New York. So, but did they improve as a team? Yeah, we said the same thing when Stanton signed when Stanton got traded to the Yankees. Well, they're the best power hitting team, and they added the best power hitter. Did they actually get any better? No, they just upgraded their best strength.
Yeah,
I don't think they.
I mean, with LeMahieu though, like I think they realize like the risk is the reward. I mean, like you lose LeMahieu, you're losing the batting champion. Yeah. Arguably the best hitter in the American League besides Trout.
To possibly another American League team.
To another American League team that's probably in your division by the name of Toronto.
Yeah.
Or you're going to go across the state to New York with the Mets, which they didn't want that either. And, like, if you lose LeMahieu, the Yankees are probably a fourth-place team.
Can we talk about the fact that when the Yankees signed DJ LeMahieu, they didn't have a spot for him?
Yeah.
They just were like, he can play wherever, and he ends up being their best player.
Yeah, he was like a 2-year deal or something, right?
We traded him to Colorado. I couldn't even tell you who we got back in that trade. When we traded DJ LeMahieu to Colorado, I don't even know what the Cubs got.
Didn't you get, like, Cargo?
No, because we had Cargo, 2 years ago? We traded DJ.
Oh, no, you got Cargo.
We traded DJ before we were any good.
Yeah.
We still sucked. I mean, we sucked again, but we sucked. And then we were good.
You're
now
right.
we suck again. Yeah.
I mean,
for the first time we sucked.
Like the Yankees, if Stanton and Judge are healthy, arguably the best offense in baseball.
Yeah, if they can stay healthy, if they can play 150-ish games, that's beautiful.
And if Torres,
but they haven't done it yet.
Urshela and Voit and all these guys have even remotely good seasons, they're all 25 home run hitters.
Well, Voit led the league last year.
Exactly. And Sanchez, he'll hit 1 out of 40. He's more or less Fulton Reed from the Mighty Ducks. Like, 1 out of 40 he'll hit, and he'll probably go 400 feet.
When do you guys think we're going to start seeing Chapman's velocity come down? You think he's going to throw 100?
It already has.
Yeah, it's kind of already has.
Is he in the high 90s now? He can't throw 100 anymore?
He still touches it.
I think he's 98 now.
Ooh,
he still touches 100. Like, he can get it up there. Like,
yeah,
it's just not like
103s and 104s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, so you got to realize Chapman's almost, 33 now?
I think so.
He might be older.
Like, yeah, like his arm has probably had a lot of mileage now.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Joe Madden broke him.
Yeah.
I don't regret it, though.
No, I mean, it worked out for you guys, you know?
It did. I would make those trades all over again.
Before we move on from the Yankees, I think it's important to bring up that Aaron Boone is not managing right now.
Yeah, he's having a pacemaker, right?
Yeah.
So, first off, our thoughts to him, because that's some scary shit going on.
Is that pacemaker? I'm not trying to be funny here, but pacemaker's heart, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it basically makes the heart like in a normal rhythmic state, stabilization, just kind of.
Yeah, well, he's not going to be good time with that managing the Yankees.
Yeah, so I mean I guess you could actually throw that in as another curveball. Like, who's going to manage the Yankees if it's not Boone?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like, we're not trying to be cynical with this, but like that's something you got to think about.
Question.
Yeah, I mean,
like, you don't really have any good big name managers that are.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be the bench coach.
Yeah, I think it would have to be.
It would either be the bench coach or the third base coach, which is Phil Nevin.
Yeah.
I don't think you get any big name guy in there with like, Aaron Boone's going to come back.
Did they say like his recovery time?
No, they just said he's on immediate medical leave, but you got to imagine he's going to be out for quite some time just because, one, you're having that surgery. Two, you're probably going to have to do some serious rehab to make sure that the pacemaker is actually doing its job.
Yeah.
And three, he's going to have lower stress. I'm sorry, the Yankees don't lower stress.
No, they don't.
Baseball itself doesn't lower stress.
No. You
No.
hit that
Not
side.
in
Everybody
his ball.
chews
Everything after
tobacco
that
and
is
drinks after the game.
anxiety.
That's facts.
Um,
So what
I
are we
guess-
saying for the Yankees? What's the over-under on the Yankees here?
Over-under was 95.5. That is
I
the
took the under.
I'm taking under.
I put him at 84.
I'm going 84. I'm going 93. 93 wins under.
I'm saying
I'm
third
going to go
place.
in the middle
Hot
of both
take.
of y'all and go like 87, 88.
The fact that you guys aren't putting the Yankees at 90 wins, I feel like.
I
Shocking.
can't with their rotation.
I
hate
mean,
their
yeah, but they
pitching
won
staff.
100 games in 18. And how many games did they win? I mean, not last year, but 19. They were in the 90s too.
But the rotation compared to 18 to now is very different.
Is it though? They didn't have Cole.
Okay, you add Garrett Cole, but like Garrett
I'm just
Cole-
shocked you guys aren't putting them in the 90s. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay,
That's
well,
my hot
I
take.
respect that.
My hot take. I think this is my hot take for the entire season. If the Yankees aren't going to make the playoffs, I think that's my hot take.
We'll have to get down to bold predictions later.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll let that out.
I-
All right,
our next
moving up
team.
now. Where are we going?
Wake up, America, or should I say, Canada? Wake up, Canada! It's your time
Oh,
to
hold
shine.
on,
in
hold on,
baseball.
hold on. They're going to be the only team in history, if this happens, to play in 3 separate home ballparks this year.
Oh my God, you're right. Wake up, Buffalo!
And wait, they're starting in Florida though. So they're starting in Florida, and then when it gets too hot, they're going to Buffalo because
That's
they don't
so
want to play in the
stupid.
heat.
That's so.
And
stupid.
then if Toronto
Smart.
allows them, if MLB allows them to go to Toronto, then they'll go to Toronto.
I feel like it's going to be more so like the Canadian government more than
It's
Major League
Canadian
Baseball.
government. They're,
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
the government / everybody having to keep crossing the border.
yeah,
That's what it is. If you see in the NHL that they have the Canadian-only league.
Yeah.
yep,
So
yep.
Yeah, I mean, Toronto, and just like obviously, like aside the fact that their home ballpark is up in the air right now.
That's fair.
The Buffalo ballpark, in all honesty, was a huge power park,
Yeah,
and Toronto, if you haven't noticed, has some power hitters that are kind of good.
dude.
Vlad Jr. finally figured out how to use a gym,
Yep.
so he's taking care of that. He looks incredible. Like, and he's 23. Like, I thought he was like 27, to be honest. He's 23. Makes me feel like crap.
Dude, same. That's how old I am.
We're older
things
than
that
that.
upset
man.
Brandon.
Wow. Things that piss Brandon off.
Yeah. No. Besides that, slight side note. The worst pain ever was when you were playing a career mode and you were no longer the age of the youngest possible option.
That's fair.
Right? Yeah. So anyway, moving on to Toronto.
That's fair.
So you got Vladdy Jr., who's now jacked. You have Bo Bichette, who's arguably one of the best shortstops up and coming in the American League.
Get Lourdes Gurriel.
Lourdes
a
Gurriel,
stud.
who, if he ever finds his potential, he's a great player. Kevin
just-
Biggio.
Yeah,
who's
they
solid.
just added Marcus Simeon.
Added Marcus
Yep.
Semien, and then you go and get the juggernaut of George Springer to put in center.
Dude, this team's gonna be really good.
Like, if Springer plays 150, and that's always been his question, is he going to be healthy?
He
We don't
usually
know.
is, though.
That's the thing. You don't know.
Well, he's not gonna have people throwing at his ribs this year, so
That's
got
facts.
that going
That's
for him.
facts. That's a lot of facts.
He got out of
But,
there.
like,
That was smart.
This offense is very dynamic and very good. You know, like, they're going to be a team to mess with. Like, it almost reminds me, like, you remember when Toronto had, like, Delgado and Vernon Wells in the early 2000s?
Oh, the Red Sox killer Vernon Wells.
Yeah. Like, this team reminds me of that.
No, that's
Now, where
totally
would you
fair.
rank- Where would you rank this team compared to the 2015-2016 Blue Jays when they had the Batistas, the Encarnacion?
I think this team's more complete.
I think this
Donaldson.
team's gonna be more.
I think that team had
obviously
more
Joey
stars.
Bats was. I mean, those guys were all big hitters. I don't think that this team will hit as much for power as that team did, but I think that they're going to score a lot of runs.
Yeah, like Edwin and Batista are both 40 home run guys a year.
Yeah.
Like I don't think besides Vladdy Jr. there's anybody on this roster that's potentially a 40 home run guy. Springer to me is a 25 to 30.
Springer is a great
280 to
leadoff
300
option.
batter. You know, like I don't think anybody else is going to hit 40 bombs, but this team is going to hit a lot of doubles and a lot of hard contact.
Yeah, they are.
And they don't seem to be a strikeout machine, which will help.
Yeah.
I'm looking at their rotation as well, and they've got a lot of like not great options, but above average options that they could plug in.
I mean, the big key is Nate Pearson.
Oh, 100%. Nate
If
Pearson
he
and
comes in
Ryu.
and puts up 10 to 12 wins,
Yeah.
like, because they still got Ryu, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
then
think
they added
Robbie
Steven
Ray is
Matz.
solid out there. I think that he just was gassed in Arizona. I think he's a guy that can easily turn it around in Toronto.
Mhm.
You know, it's a different league, but we'll see what happens there.
I mean, same thing with Matz. Matz was struggling big time with New York.
Yeah.
That could be a change of scene. That's probably
a great lever in
change of
Chatwood.
scenery. Chatwood's old though, isn't he? Or am I thinking of Clifford?
No,
I think it might be
Clifford's old. Chatwood's been around forever.
Yeah, Chatwood's only 31.
But he's been around since he was like 18.
Yeah, that dude feels like he's been forever.
Like Jason Hayward feels like he's been in the league for like 40 years.
Yeah, Tyler Chatwood's been in the league since 2010. Dude, damn. 10 years. 11 years. He's only 31. Respect.
That's because he was like Colorado's top prospect, and then Colorado doesn't know how to develop pitching.
Yeah, and then we signed him, and he sucked, and then he was good, and then he sucked, and then we let him go.
But, like, Toronto's a team, like, it all kind of depends on what their pitching does.
Yeah.
They're going to hit.
It's nice that they have Kirby Yates as their closer. That's solid.
That's a big pickup.
If he can get back to what he was before last year, that's solid.
Yeah, they replaced Ken Giles with him. That's a major upgrade.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Ken Giles, you're better off just closing your eyes because you know it's going to be a blown save.
I think they're baseball's most underrated team. I don't think anyone's paying as much attention to the Blue Jays as, say, like the Padres.
Well, that's because the Padres do a lot of sexy moves.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's just
I don't even think they're the most underrated team in the division.
Yeah, I mean, there's
fair.
some people that are overrating them because they're jumping on the bandwagon, which is totally cool. Because like I'm a little bit on the bandwagon with Toronto, but then I don't think there's anybody that's looking at Toronto and be like, oh, they're gonna suck.
Right. No, I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah, they finally put on some money for George Springer, and I'm so happy to see that because Toronto has never really paid players. So
Never.
The fact to see them go out there and get Springer was a big deal. So we'll see kind of what happens. I mean, this Toronto right now, like in my opinion, and I could be wrong, but I was listening to some reports about this is their window. Like,
the window is open. Like
the
it's
next
open
3 to 4 years before arbitration really kicks in for them, this is their window.
Yeah. This is the core. If you're gonna get to the World Series, this is it.
Yeah. They need that one ace.
They do need an ace, and I think that's something that they can get mid-season. I'm not ruling it out, but I'm still like in the belief that if the Cubs just come out and we suck, like I have a fear of, I really think that you could see that big mega deal that was rumored for so many weeks of Kyle Hendricks and Chris Bryant going to Toronto. I think it could happen.
I mean,
you can plug
I have
Chris
a bold
Bryant
prediction
anywhere in that
that
line.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned in a different video, but I'm going to make it again when we get to the bold prediction. But we'll get there.
What was the over-under set for Toronto?
So the over-under was one game more than Tampa Bay, 86.5. Different website has them winning the division, 53% chance of winning the division. Over-under 86.5 wins, one above Tampa Bay's 85.5. This is a tough line, I will say. Tough line.
For me,
I took the over.
I'm going to slightly take the over.
That's actually really scary because I gave them one more win than I gave the Rays, so that's really scary. And I didn't.
Yeah, I have them barely winning the division.
I do too.
I think I'm going to go over on Toronto, but like 88.
Yeah, like just barely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I can't see them dropping to the 70s, but I could see them hitting low 80s.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, 81's 500, so I think they're above that. So
Yeah, exactly.
Or-
I guess.
Are we going to the other bird?
Yeah, I don't really know how to approach this one.
Well, let's start with
Baltimore.
They'll
or
get
the Red
there.
Sox?
this. First of all, with
Baltimore.
Baltimore,
They'll get
I know
there.
we were talking about this before with a different player, but let's talk about the man who's making a return this year after beating cancer with Trey Mancini making his wonderful return.
Yes.
Who, by the way, got his first hit in his first at bat in spring training, so we love to see that.
We really love
No
to see
big
that.
deal.
We are Trey Mancini fans.
We do love a good Trey Mancini. We just need to get him out of Baltimore. That's all.
Please.
Anyway,
Chicago.
Baltimore has a lot of good young talent. I'm not gonna lie, like they do. It's just
They just gotta get that experience under their belt.
Baltimore has this problem where they're really good at developing position players to become like average or just above average, but they can't develop a pitcher if it slapped them in the face.
No, and like what ace big name pitcher says I'm gonna go play in Baltimore?
Not
These
right
days,
now.
nobody.
To play for the Ravens, maybe, but not the Orioles.
I mean, that's the thing. And also, what doesn't help Baltimore too, Camden Yards, not pitcher friendly.
No.
And you're gonna come to the AL East and play Toronto, Tampa, Boston, and New York.
Well, that's where you have to play the game of okay. While we suck, let's get these really good prospects, and you just put trade packages together.
But they ruin them.
You get good. Yeah, they do ruin it. So that tells you
Jake
that the
Arrieta.
front office needs to go. Exactly. We got Jake Arrieta and Pedro Strop, both guys that helped win that World Series. For Scott Feldman, I think.
But Jake Arrieta with Baltimore, 5 ERA.
Yep.
Chicago gets him, touches his pitching mechanics, let him go back to being him.
Wins the
Cy
Cy
Young.
Young. So I don't know if it's the pitching staff or I think the entire leadership organization of that they all just need to go. They just need to boom, hit the hard reset button.
And they had a great pitching prospect, and they traded him to Boston for Andrew Miller. They traded Erod for Andrew Miller.
Ooh, that's rough, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked out for
And
you guys.
they decided to give $160 million to Chris Davis to swing and miss 0-31 times.
I can
Honestly,
do that too.
All three of us could do that for free.
I mean, yeah. I would just
honest.
for the experience. Let me go. Put me in the Orioles uniform just so I could say, "Hey, I played in a Major League Baseball game." I could.
Yeah, I mean,
probably make
I
more
would be like the
contact
rookie
than
of the
Chris
year
Davis did.
and just barely in the box, but
Dude, I think we should all get that opportunity. That should be a game. Let's all go to Camden Yards, and if you can make contact with the ball sooner than Chris Davis did, we should just get a major league contract for a day.
we get a portion of his contract.
We get a portion of his contract. I think that's fair.
I'll take 1%.
I'll take 1%.
1%'s like $25,000, I'm pretty sure. If not more. No, that's way more. 1% would almost be $1 million.
I think the most exciting thing about the Orioles this year is Adley Rutschman,
Yeah.
catcher, top
Yeah.
number 2 prospect. I think I'm only
He's
going to be
Matt
looking
Leaders
at
2.0.
them. Yeah, I'm only excited to see when he comes up.
You're probably going to be up this year.
I would assume they have to.
What would be the reason not to?
They suck. I don't know. But if you suck, why not bring him up?
Manipulate that service time. Give him for an extra year.
There you go.
Then bring him up in May.
But we were just talking about like trading for these big pitchers. They have
Mays is
5
torn,
guys
everybody.
in the top 100. Trade 2 for a pitcher. Like
Yeah,
it's common
for sure.
sense. It's really easy. But so we can get to your guys' team real quick.
All right, guys, over under.
Ooh, yeah, I forgot the over under.
So the
I'm gonna
over
go-
under. So
What's
for the over under for Baltimore is 64.5. That is the second lowest, tied with Colorado, only ahead of your Pittsburgh Pirates.
I'm
They
going
have
to
a
go slightly
0% chance of winning the division.
I'm
The
sorry, I
number-
shouldn't
every
laugh, but
team
I
has-
So
did.
you're saying there's a chance?
No, there's
No, there's
0%
literally
chance.
no chance.
Oh, no chance. Okay.
The Rockies even had 0.1% chance.
Wow, and
The Baltimore
Rockies.
Orioles have 0.
Wow.
Well, I guess they can't fail anybody this year.
Oh, I can't believe I am saying this, but
I'm
based
saying
on that,
over.
I am taking the over on the Baltimore Orioles. Book it, ladies and gentlemen. America,
I got
you heard it
70.
here first. I
You
gave
guys
them
are high
69.
as hell. It's under. They're winning 59.
I hope they win 59. They could at least get that top pick. They need it. God knows they need the top pick.
This one's gonna hurt.
Do you want the same treatment we gave Scott? Do you want lower the lights?
I have to now. We traded our whole outfield officially.
I have the candle lit for you.
What's that scent? What is that?
Vetiver Woods.
Well, that's definitely not Bath and Body Works. That's like a Walmart candle.
Target.
Oh, speaking
Target.
of Tiger Woods, yeah.
Also, special shout out to Target.
I thought we were gonna go Tiger Woods there, but all right.
Nah, man. Whatever you need, Target has it. Shout out to Target. Hopefully, you'll sponsor one of our episodes someday. But I love
Sierra
you.
and I are a big Bath and Body Works type thing, so just saying.
That's fair.
Definitely the body, Brandon.
Well, I'm really into candles now, Anthony. So okay.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, let's get back to the Boston Red Sox before we get into that. What happened last year?
What? Forget last year.
You
What the hell
broke
happened
baseball.
this year? We're traded, and since this new GM has come in, he's like, you know what? The best part about this team is the outfield. Excuse me for a minute while I break up the entire outfield.
Yeah.
Trading Mookie Betts, still the worst decision in baseball history.
I don't think it was a decision he had to make, though. That wasn't his decision to make. That was John Henry.
It still hurts, okay?
It hurts, yes, but, at least we got something for him. I'm on the bandwagon. He should be in the Red Sox for life, Red Sox uniform for life. But, if the head guy up top signing the check says trade him, you're kind of in between a shit and a hard place. So.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. And then he got bored and traded Benintendi.
Hey, look at that package we got for him, though.
I know, but it's Benny, man. It's Benny.
But the Royals did overpay for that.
Benny was more of an emotional piece for me just because he was part of that 2018 team that won it all. He was a hot and coming prospect, long hair. People were like, oh, this is Fred Lynn 2.0. So, we traded him. We traded him low on his value, and we still got that haul from Kansas City. I
have no problem with the trade package. I'm just to me,
it's an emotional connection.
I think they gave up on him too early.
I can agree with that.
Because in all fairness, okay, so let's throw this in reality here. If you're basing what he did in 2020 off of the reason that they traded him, then we could trade half of the All-Stars in baseball.
Yeah. I think what Heim was thinking with the Red Sox and the Benintendi trade was, what can we get for him? Put him on the market. What will teams offer? If we trade him, if it's not good, we'll keep him. Whatever. I think Kansas City blew him out of the water and was like, well, wait a minute. Are we giving up too soon? Yeah, but we're kind of still recovering from the Dave Dombrowski days. So I think Kansas City gave him an offer that was a little too good to refuse, because even if Benintendi has not even a 2018 season, but a middle of the line season, he's probably not getting that haul because teams aren't going to pay for him that much.
Yeah, my thing is you didn't get a prospect that was Frenchie Cordero is solid. Don't get me wrong, but
love the name.
Yeah. But you didn't get a guy that is going to help your farm system in theory. You've got a bunch of players, but just because you have a bunch of players does not help your quality of your farm system.
Frenchie Cordero is also already on the injured list.
There you go.
Was he on the COVID list? He's on the COVID list.
Oh,
is that it? Okay.
That's different. Okay.
Yeah.
But he's a very injury-prone guy, though, so we got to watch that.
But we have 7 outfielders now, so.
Oh, yeah, because you guys got Hunter Renfroe, yep.
Yeah, we have Renfroe. We lost
TK.
JJ, which I'm going to get to in a moment.
Verdugo.
We have Verdugo now, who's turning into a solid ball player.
Yeah.
Kike, Marco Hernandez. We just signed that other guy, too, from Texas today.
Which one?
Oh, God, I saw the tweet, but apparently, it looks like
Tavares?
he hits bombs.
Well, then we had those 2 young kids, too, that are in AAA.
Oh, Duran is
Duran
killing
was.
it in
They were
spring
talking about
training.
Duran today. Was it Duran or was it the other guy? One of those guys played with Cora in the Winter League, and
Duran.
he mashes.
I mean, hell, if you
Yeah,
got these
so-
guys, you got Marwin Gonzalez too.
Yeah.
You got all these guys. I would say put the feeler out on JD Martinez, honestly. See what you can
Yeah.
get for him.
I mean, in all honesty, I don't think they want to because I think they realize if he's DHing, he's
That's
still
fair.
going to hit the ball.
No, he is. That's
And you
fair.
have to have a guy like that because he has to protect Devers and Bogey.
I also think not enough credit's given to JD for 2018 what he did off the field with the hitters. Jackie Bradley and Christian Vasquez became studs at the plate because they got to pick Dr. JD's brain.
Yeah, and Vasquez not in 2020 because I don't consider 2020 a season, but 2019 Vasquez hit 22 home runs or give or take 20 home runs.
That's fair.
Out of a catcher, that's big production.
You can't ask for more.
No. That's top. I mean, they're never going to put him in the top 5 for catchers, but if you have a catcher hitting 20 bombs, that's hard to beat.
Is Chris Sale still hurt?
Yeah, he's out until June or July.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he had Tommy John.
Oh, that'll do it. Tommy John will do that.
They delayed it, and then when COVID hit, it got delayed.
Oh.
Yeah. The thing with Chris Sale though is it's all going to depend on where the Red Sox are at. Is it a situation like 19 and 20 where we're not making a run? If we're making a postseason run, then thank you, Chris Sale.
That's a mid-season acquisition.
I mean, that's the
right
best
there.
case scenario because Chris Sale doesn't pitch a whole season anyway.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
But if we're out of it, we just won't play him. Chris, take some more time. Yeah.
No, that's a smart move.
Yeah, we'll get. Yeah, you do want to touch on that Jackie Bradley deal that just kind of went through today,
Yeah,
Brandon?
I mean,
Things
I
that piss
know
Brandon
Ben's
off.
upset that he went to this team, but
Pissed me
JBJ
off.
is no longer a Red Sox, unfortunately. He is now a Milwaukee Brewer.
I hate that.
Signing a 2-year deal worth, I think it was $24 million.
I think we're all pissed
24.
about this.
But he does have an opt-out after this year, so he can be a free agent again next year.
Well, when the Brewers finished 4th place in the NL
It
Central,
hurts me
he'll
to
leave.
say goodbye to JBJ. A guy who's maybe not the best hitter in the league, but arguably the best defender in the league, and just one of the nicest guys ever. Just one of those good, what you're getting from him every single day. I don't know. It sucks that the Red Sox didn't even make a realistic offer. And I get, he doesn't really fit with the Red Sox plan, but, still, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say bye to JBJ.
We knew he wasn't coming back right away. I think he knew he wasn't coming back right away, which it hurts. He's another 2018.
I think as soon as they signed Kiki Hernandez, I think that was the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm more upset that Jackie Bradley, it is March 4th, and Jackie Bradley is now employed by a major league team.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous.
Jackie Bradley.
He should have had a contract back in December.
I think most of it was because of Boris wanting more years.
Yep.
And, to be honest, 2 for 24 I thought was a little high when I first saw it. 12 mil for Jackie Bradley. I was more
Boris
in the ballpark.
I was thinking more in the 10 mil range. My thing is with JBJ, though, is JBJ's never going to be a guy who hits over 260. That's the reality of it.
Yeah.
And when you get JBJ, you have to understand, he will play probably arguably the best center field in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird that, good for him for going to Milwaukee, good for Milwaukee for signing a player, good for them, whatever. But he's a guy that needs to be on a roster where he's not expected to produce.
Yeah.
Yeah. You take a look at the Brewers outfield too, and it is there's other hitters in that outfield.
Right.
Yelich,
so he's just there strictly to man everything in the outfield.
Craig Counsell did say that Kane was going to be their center fielder, so we'll see what that even means if Jackie's going to be number 4.
No, Kane's definitely going to right.
I'm just saying what Counsell. No, Yelich is in right.
Who's left?
I think you're going to
Dang.
see. I think you're going to see Avisail Garcia and probably JBJ split time. Otherwise, you're going to get like what we did with Schwarber. Like you'll have Avisail Garcia in there to like the 7th inning. If you have a lead, you're going to pull him and put JBJ in. Just
My
to
thing
protect
is,
the
though,
lead.
if that's what your plan is, you're going to pay JBJ $12 million a year to be a 4th outfielder.
I mean, we
Yeah.
Jason Hayward, how much money just to play?
That's different, though. Because
That's
when
fair
you
because
guys,
he starts.
when you
yeah.
signed him, he was supposed to be a stud. It's not
That's true.
It's not your fault that he can't hit anymore.
He's getting better, I will say. Like he has gotten
Couldn't get
better.
any worse.
But, you know, I mean, with him, you kind of can. You
Hey,
kind
he
of
gave
can.
the greatest got the greatest pep talk in Cubs history.
That man gave the greatest pep talk in the history of pep talks. Like Jason Hayward pisses on like Little League halftime motivations or whatever. Little League halftime. Little League like 7th
Little
inning
League
stretch
halftime.
motivation.
What is this, backyard baseball?
It's backyard baseball, dude. If I had to have a coach for Little League, like if I had to have my son coached by someone, it would be Jason.
Pablo Sanchez.
No, he would be my
Pablo
shortstop,
Sanchez
though.
would be.
Or Kenny Kawaguchi.
God bless America.
I
He's
don't
like
know.
he's like the mini Joe Swanson.
Oh my god.
Pretty much.
But Dustin Pedroia is gone now.
Yeah, we finally
Officially.
got that contract off the books.
He's gone. That money can go somewhere else now.
Gonna go to Eduardo Rodriguez after he's a stud this year.
So I would like to
Right.
ask you guys if you could add one more piece to this team, who would it be and why?
It's gonna be a starting pitcher for sure.
Well, yeah.
That's available.
Yes.
Odorizzi.
That's who I was thinking.
Odorizzi's the easy option because he's a free agent, obviously. If we're
Still
talking
somehow.
trades,
Yeah, trades, go for it. Go for it.
Give me some bullpen. Anything. Seriously.
Yeah, any of that would be great.
I mean, Adam Ottavino, if he can be 2019, that would be sick.
That'd be a stud. We got him for free from New York. Thanks.
Okay, my trade would be Luis Castillo from Cincinnati.
Ooh,
That's a good one.
that's a very good one. But you know they're going to want a king's ransom for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're probably gonna lose Jeter Downs in that, even though whatever.
Brandon, can you tell the audience what your reaction was when you got the alert that the Cubs and Red Sox completed
Oh my
the trade,
God! Okay,
and
so
all it said was Bryant?
I was
Because I had a similar reaction.
I think I was at work or ending my shift, and I saw a tweet and it said Bryant to the Red Sox from Cubs, and I said, "Oh my God!" One, what the hell did we give up for him? Second,
How?
I was like,
Welcome to
Chris
Boston.
Bryant. And then I screenshot it and sent it instantly to Ben, being a Cubs fan. And then I read it again. I was like, wait a minute.
Some Bryant that nobody knows about.
Yeah, I was like, wait, this ain't right. Because I was looking on Twitter to see the reactions from everybody, and to read the full detail. I was like, where is this deal? There's no one. Kenny's not reporting it. Rosen,
Nobody's tweeting it, dude.
no one's tweeting it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, Kenny's always on top of this shit. You know what I mean?
Say I had a similar reaction when I saw Bryant to Red Sox. I'm like, my heart sank, dude.
I got really
Okay.
excited for a second, and then I got scared to know what we gave up.
That's valid.
And then everything was all relieved when I realized it wasn't Chris Bryant, and I was like, well, damn. I had a full episode ready to go to talk about it, and just
of course. I have a full episode ready for the day that Jed Hoyer decides to be a moron. I'm ready for it.
I mean, he's already been a moron, so what's the difference?
Oh, yeah. Tom Ricketts is also a complete cheap ass, so.
What's our over-under on the Sox here?
Yeah, I was just about to ask.
So they give the Red Sox a 47% chance to win the division.
Wow.
That's
They
high.
are projecting 80.5 wins. These are from two different sources,
Okay.
but 80.5 wins is the projected wins. And I'll let you guys go first. I'm only going to say if you don't go over, then you're stupid.
I took the over.
I took over, but barely.
Easy. I did too.
I'm taking over by a landslide, guys. You're sleeping on this red.
landslide? Hold on. What's a landslide?
Yeah, 90.
Really?
Ooh.
90.
Okay. I need reasons why.
Everyone, I think, is sleeping on the Red Sox and who they actually picked up this year. And I think people are still, like, anticipating JD to suck, Devers to be Xander is a stud. God bless that soul. We're getting Eddie back. We got Garrett Richards, who I'm pretty pumped about. Hanner Tauk is really good. I think they're just sleeping on the Red Sox, and I think we're better than a 500 team, and I think that's going to be one of my bold predictions coming up. But
I mean,
the Red Sox,
I fully agree that we are a team that's going to be an issue, and barring depending on, and again, how the season goes and who gets picked up and who has a breakout year and whatever, they're going to be a team that's going to compete for the wild card for sure.
Yeah.
Division winner, I don't know.
I mean, you look at 47%, and you both of you guys were like, what?
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, Tampa's
I was
probably
surprised.
in the 20s, aren't they? Like
They were 18.6.
you could argue Tampa's a better overall ball club.
Yeah.
Like, and Boston's in the 40s. Like, I would have never predicted that.
I don't think I would have either. I think I would have flipped those two.
Yeah. But I
That's
mean, again, like I could see it. I could see it, but things have to align.
That's fair. I can give you that.
And like, what happens when the Yankees all get hurt and the Red Sox have players that have career years? You never know. So
No, you're absolutely correct. Anything can happen with baseball. That's the beauty of it.
that's the best part. There's 162 games to claw our eyes out and rip our hairs out. So it's great.
We really love to see it.
All right. Next segment, bold predictions. So, Anthony, I know you were leaking into that about the Red Sox being your bold prediction.
I got two bold predictions. I think the Red Sox, I want to put them as division winners just because that's my team. I think, realistically, I think they're going to win the wild card game and move on to the ALDS.
Mhm.
Honestly, if depending on the matchup, they could go to the ALCS. I feel like.
Depending
I
on
think
who
if the
they
bats get
yeah.
hot.
And
So I think
depending what sale is.
That's true.
So my bold prediction is that they are winning the wild card game. My second bold prediction is that Toronto will make a big splash at the deadline, like an un-Toronto-like fashion. I don't know who that will be. I don't know if they're going to get another veteran leadership because that's something they also don't have. They have a lot of young kids. Yeah, George Springer's a little older. Simeon is still a young guy. So I could see Toronto making a splash at the deadline.
Okay.
I already said mine. Yankees missing the playoffs, third place. Sucking. I think we all deserve that. I think America deserves that. If there's the second big, they're not the biggest villains anymore. Thank you at Houston Astros, but they are still villains, and I hope they suck.
I have a couple.
Ben, who do you have over the Yankees then? If you don't have the Yankees in the playoffs,
I am going to go ahead and say that I picked Toronto and Tampa to finish better than the Yankees. And I honestly could see the Red Sox pushing the Yankees.
All right. My turn. I got 3 bold predictions. First one.
no.
Trevor Story will be a Yankee by the deadline.
Oh, I hate that, but I could definitely see it.
That's a good bold prediction, though.
That is
Number 2. I think if Toronto is in the race, they will go out and get a veteran pitcher by the name of Madison Asraker.
Mad Bum going to Toronto.
And then third prediction, which I'm hoping is true. I don't know how the Red Sox do it, but it'd be awesome. Luis Castillo to Boston.
Okay.
And just for fun, as a bonus treat, if they could somehow throw Joey Votto in there and put him at first base for half a season, I will be the happiest person.
Dude, I think Joey Votto's finishing it in Cincy.
I'm just throwing a dream scenario.
That's fair. A man can dream.
I don't know how we would afford it, but it is beside the point.
That's valid.
But I want Luis Castillo in a Red Sox uniform. He screams Pedro Martinez to me.
That's valid.
Has he ever screamed Pedro Martinez to you?
Not personally, because he speaks Spanish, so I'm not really sure. But
Oh, Pedro Martinez!
I love listening
It could
to
still
Pedro
happen. You never know.
tonight. It's so funny. I just Luis Castillo has that Bugs Bunny changeup that Pedro used to throw.
That's fair. That's fair.
And it's so identical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I want it in the Red Sox uniform. It needs to happen.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. Luis Castillo will be a Boston Red Sox this year.
Kenny Rosenthal is going to report it July 30th. It's going to happen.
July 30th. Put it in your calendars. Put it in your phones right now for the reminder.
I always have the deadline as a
Wake up and
reminder
ready.
anyway.
Oh, my God. Well, I think that does AL East. I think that does it.
We made it through.
We made it through.
And we got Anthony here this time, so I'm sure we'll see him again eventually when we start doing our BS reports coming soon once the season starts.
Oh yeah,
We'll
and
have a lot of fun.
any future drafts, like all-time baseball drafts or
Oh
whatever.
yeah,
we'll be doing
we're
stuff like that.
developing those right now, so stay tuned for those.
Yep.
We have
These
some
are
of those.
exciting times.
Yeah, we have a lot of plans coming forward as the season progresses, so
Yes,
a lot of great content coming. But until next time, which I'm pretty sure we only have one more of these left, if I'm not mistaken. One more division to go.
I'm going to get my candle ready.
Ben's going to have to say a prayer before we do those ones.
Yeah.
He's gonna go on a
I
tangent
don't
for
think
45
I'm going to
minutes.
need to say the prayer. I think our listeners are going to need to.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch any of those debates with Trump and Biden? We're gonna give Ben the mute button just after like
You guys
2
are gonna
minutes
have to
of
give me the mute
nonstop
button.
ranting.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let Ben go that episode, and just when I need to chime in, I will, and just tell people to like and subscribe. Other than that, it's just gonna be Ben just ranting on the Cubs.
My thing is, I don't want to, but with everything that's happened, I feel like I have to. The fans deserve this opportunity because we didn't get to boo Tom Ricketts at CubsCon because of COVID. So he needs to hear it. He needs to hear the displeasure.
You need to be the platform to let it out.
This will be the platform. We might
look forward to that when that comes out.
Yep, we might have a change.
That's going to be one of those talks you put on a treadmill for 45 minutes and you just let it happen.
Dude, I'm going to make Cubs fans want to run through a brick wall. I'm going to get everybody fired up. I might run through a brick wall.
And on that note, while we go run through brick walls, make sure you like and subscribe first, and make sure you rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts now that we are there.
And share us with your friends.
I'm sorry?
Share us with your friends. We're cool.
Share us with your friends, yes.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Hey, Brandon, you're my friend. You should listen to this.
You don't need to share
podcast.
with me. I'm on the show. All right. Till next time, you know what's coming next. NL Central coming your way next time. Be ready for that, and be ready to have your ears blown off by Ben.
I'm not even ready yet. See y'all next time.
Till next time.